Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Teep Talk. My name is Wes, your host.
Russ, the co-host.
You really messed that.
That's right.
I messed it up too.
Sometimes we have to mess up.
It's usually I'm
This
Wes.
shows how to do it.
We're doing it again.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? And we're going to do it
again.
live.
We're doing it live. Who's the guy?
Because we want to. I don't know his name. We want to show that we mess up things sometimes.
Okay, we're going to do it again. So forget what just happened for the last 20 seconds. Okay. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Teep Talk. I'm your host Wes,
and I'm your co-host Russ.
And today we're going to be covering UFC Vegas 106. Again, we're in the Apex. And I like the Apex. The Apex offers something that the pay-per-views and the fight nights and things of that nature don't offer, which is that people shut up. It's quiet. You can hear people grunting in the cage. You can hear punches landing and kicks. I don't know, I just like it. Although, the fights that are on the Apex are usually horrible when it comes to gambling, in my honest opinion. Now, I'm going to give you a parlay, and I'm going to tell you everybody to bet on, and you're going to say, why would you even make this up? Because it sucks. And I'm going to say, because it's the only option I have. The sure bets, the ones that have the best odds that are obviously going to happen, and $10 might bring you home 20. It is Thursday, May the 15th at 1:31 in the a.m. And I wrote these odds down last night on Wednesday. So, here this goes. Connor Morales? I can't read my own handwriting. I have the handwriting of a 5-year-old.
Connor M.
Yeah, Connor M. versus Delavale. Delavale is minus 500 odds, and Connor is plus 380. So we're going with the minus 500.
Okay.
Yeah. Pennington, minus 325 odds. Luna Penario, plus 260. We're going with Pennington at 325. Okay. Elise Reed, plus 425 odds. And Denise Gomez, 575. We're going with Gomez. Gabriel Green, plus 185. Mathis Camillo at minus 225. We're going with Camillo at minus 225. Dustin Stoltzfus. I'd change my last name if it was that hard to pronounce. He is plus 250. Rosbiov. Look, you guys have the apps and you can look this stuff up, but he's minus 310. We're going with the minus 310. Okay. Rodolfo Bellato is minus 520. Obviously, we're going with that one against Paul Craig, that's plus 390. And for the last one, Gilbert Burns, who needed to retire last year, against Michael Morales. Gilbert Burns is plus 575. Michael Morales is minus 850. And it's going to come as a shock to you. We're obviously going with Michael Morales. Because, that's the parlay. And $10 will get you like $20. If you want to put something in that's just going to make you some money, there it is. Because the rest of it is a toss-up. All this stuff is like flipping coins and betting money on it. I have nothing to say about this entire Vegas card, 106 in the Apex. Now, I'm going to hand it over to my co-host, the one who has all the information and all the smarts and all the statistics on all these fighters and the best bets for you to place if you want to put your money in our hands with our decisions. Take it away, Russ.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here...
Whoa. There could be both. Are you excluding the hermaphrodites that may be watching our channel?
Ladies and gentlemen.
One of the 12 people subscribing could have a weenie
also,
and lady bits.
One of transvestites. Excuse me.
You're a transphobe.
Here's the thing, though. We forgot to go over this real quick, and I'm going to go over this. Our last bets, the ones that we did last time, 4 of them, 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 4 of of mine actually hit, and the last one didn't, which was the Muhammad. I picked Muhammad because sometimes you just got to go with the champion. That's the only one that lost. The other 4, perfect.
Mine, however, I had a 6-leg parlay that hit.
All the prelims.
All the prelims
and
that
some
I bet.
and 2 main cards.
And another thing is you keep the prelims away from the main cards unless you're putting a small amount on it just to see what happens. My prelims parlay, it hit. I put, I think, 5 on it or something. I'm not sure. But what had happened was ones in the beginning that I had in this big parlay, a couple of them just fell out, fell through the floor on me. Straight down the pooper. Okay? What you do in that situation, if you want to just keep going, you reselect, you reuse your bet, and you put another 5er on there. And say, that's fine. That guy lost, put the rest on there because I know that I've done the research and I know that these people are going to win. That's what I did. 2 of them were out, but the 6-legger that I had, that I put $5, I made $72. We ain't rich. We ain't got all the big money to put on it yet. And when we do, we'll show you. I did post that on our Instagram. If you follow the Instagram, you're going to see the winning tickets. You're going to see the tickets I put in. I might get live on there or something. Not live, but sometimes I post what I think is going to happen, sometimes closer to the fight. If I have something that may be different information than I already had when I gave it to you today. So that being said, follow our Instagram. It's in the link. It's linked in the comments, not the comments, but the what's it called? The description.
Yeah, Teep Talk.
Yeah, Teep Talk on the Instagram. Also, yeah, once again, what I said, what happened. Yeah.
Too long.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go with the first one here. So we got Julian Arosa, and don't know how to say his first name, but Costa, right? Now, Arosa, 31-12. Okay. He won his last 2 fights by round 1 knockout and submission.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He's got 12 knockouts, 14 submissions, and 9 first-round finishes. Costa's 23-7. 1 round 3 unanimous decision, 1 round 1 submission. Okay. 7 knockouts, 8 subs, 9 first-round finishes. So who I decided to go with, and I don't know if he said Costa. It's probably not. What I have on here is Costa's minus 185 and Arosa's plus 154. I'm going with Costa.
Let me write this down.
That's what I'm going with. It could have changed today, by the way, folks, but it's a minus. Next one here is Dustin Sufiscus, whatever you said earlier.
You said Costa?
Yeah, Costa's minus 185. Yeah.
Yeah, you can keep talking. I'm just
okay. Yeah.
That for my own.
But Dustin and Nursultan, I'm just going to say their first names. Dustin 16-6. He won round 1 knockout TKO, and then he lost a fight round 1 knockout TKO. 3 knockouts, 6 subs, 6 first round finishes. Nursultan 35-9-2. So 2 draws, 9 losses, 35 wins.
How old is this Sultan?
Do not know the age.
I think
at
age.
The moment.
A lot of times age will play a big part in it.
He won round 2 knockout, his last fight, and then he lost the unanimous decision, 3 rounds. 13 knockouts, 20 submissions, 25 first-round finishes. Okay, now, this is where I get a little interesting. I always like to pick a plus in one of my parlays, so I'm going with Dustin for this one.
Dustin, what was his last
name? Now, it's the Surface guy.
Oh, yeah.
There he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going with the plus for that one. Now we got Yusuf and Santos. So this is a lightweight fight, by the way. The other fights, the first one was featherweight and the second one was middleweight. This one's a lightweight fight. 13-4, Yusuf, round 1 knockout. He lost, and then he also fought unanimous decision in a round 5. 6 knockouts and 5 first-round finishes. And then Santos is 16-1. Oh, yeah. Only lost 1 time.
To who?
Don't know, actually. I didn't really get that one. Usually I don't. Everyone knows if you watch this podcast by now, I do not get to that unless it's the first 2 matches. He won both of his last fights, though. Round 3, split decision, and a round 2 knockout TKO. He's got a 4-fight win streak, 8 knockouts, and 4 first-round finishes.
So you're taking him?
I'm taking Santos.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course I'm going to take Santos.
What's his odds?
His odds?
Mhm.
Santos is a minus 120. I think it's 5, minus 125.
That's a good price.
Yep.
For somebody like that.
Now we're going with a light heavyweight fight. Bellato, 12-2-1. He won by majority majority decision his last fight, and then round 2 knockout TKO. 7 knockouts, 4 submissions, 8 first-round finishes. Paul Craig. Now, if you don't know who Paul Craig is, Paul Craig lost to Bo Nickel.
Who Bo Nickel lost to lose to?
Who, Bo Nickel?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What, the guy that recently?
Yeah, who he lost to?
We're not talking about Bo Nickel.
Yeah, but I just don't like Bo Nickel.
Well, Paul Craig, he's 17-9-1.
I'm bringing up what Coach told us.
Unanimous decision.
Who Bo Nickel lose to?
Unanimous decision, round 3. He lost to Bo Nickel. That was his last fight. And the fight before that, round 2 knockout TKO, he lost that too. 4 knockouts, 13 submissions, 11 first-round finishes. So he lost his last 2 fights.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still going to go with Bellato. Don't care. All right. To the final main event. Right. The main event, Gilbert Burns and Michael Morales. Now, Gilbert Burns this is a welterweight fight. He's 22-8. He lost his last 2 fights, I think. Yeah, he lost his last 2 fights. So to a guy named Brady, round 5 unanimous decision, and lost to the new welterweight champion, Della. Round 3 knockout TKO, he lost to him. He's got 6 knockouts, 9 submissions, and 11 first-round finishes. And he explained about him earlier, about Gilbert Burns. Michael Morales is 17-0. He's undefeated. Obviously, you can say he won his last 2 fights, of course. Round 1, knockout TKO. Round 3, unanimous decision. Says, now, for some reason on UFC.com, which we're not sponsored by the way, it says 0-fight win streak for some reason on there.
But we could be sponsored by.
Yeah, and 12 knockouts, 8 first-round finishes. Now, I just want to let y'all know we are getting all this stuff from DraftKings, our odds and everything like that. We are not sponsored by DraftKings or UFC.com, but one day.
The crown will be ours.
Yes.
But the crown could be yours. Also, another thing with the DraftKings and FanDuel, I use both of them.
Mm-hmm.
But all the odds on this channel, I say this every episode, all the odds on this channel is all DraftKings, but you can shop around and see which ones is best for you. A lot of times close to the fight, FanDuel will have better odds on some things than you'll have on DraftKings. Some people don't really care, but I care because I care about my money. Last week, FanDuel had a better parlay boost than what anything DraftKings was offering. That's why I put my parlay that I knew was going to hit on FanDuel. It was, all the easy odds and stuff, the good buy-ins. I put that, or like the cheap buy-ins, I put that on FanDuel, and then with that profit boost, it makes it even better. That's what made that as good as what it was. So if you're gonna flip-flop back and forth, look for the profit boost that gives you the most juice. That's what I got to say about it, and the best odds if you're betting on things singularly.
And I'm going with Morales. Okay. Now, with this parlay, which again, it could have changed, but all my picks will give you for $10, $129.33.
For how much?
$129 for 33 cents for $10. It could have changed by now. It could have went up. It could have went down a little bit, but it's usually over 100. Now, I'm just going to go with this real quick because I like to throw in the big odds. If you have a spare $10 that you just want to throw out there, if you go with Koska, Dustin, and Marion, which are the other guys, Craig and Gilbert Burns all together, which are all of course, the plus odds.
Mm-hmm.
If you go with all of them for $10, you get $3,210.06 if they all win.
All 3 of the pluses.
All 5 of them.
$10 gets you $3,000.
Yep.
Oh God.
If they all win, of course. Obviously, every episode now, we're throwing the UFC 5 game results in there.
Yes.
So this is what I have for you. off of my UFC 5. You can look up your own UFC 5 on YouTube if you want. There was a guy that did it, and I think Gilbert Burns won, but I'm doing it on ours.
Or you can play it yourself.
Yeah, you can play it yourself and see what you got. But here's where we go. Now, by the way, these picks that I'm about to tell you will get you $50 or $60 for $10 if you choose the method of victory. So Morales wins knockout in round 1. And then the second fight, he wins by knockout in round 2. So that'll give you $50 or $60 for $10.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Obviously, the odds will go up if you choose round 3, round 4, or round 5. But
I think
pretty
that
good.
things like that, if you wanted the odds to go up when you have a method of victory, if it's over 1.5 rounds, and that's what it's projected for, and you put that over 1.5 plus the method of victory, that usually knocks it up a whole lot.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Knockout TKO round 5 will get you $150 for $10. So that's what it tells you. $150 down if you pick any of those odds for a knockout.
That's not worth it.
I know, but
if you just have money to throw
again,
out,
this is just if you have $10 that you just want to throw in there. I like going with 10.
Yeah.
Like I'm not a 5 guy. I'm not a $1 guy, unless it's like a super big odd and it's like $2 gets you like 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, of course I'll go with it.
Yeah.
But if you got $10 just to throw in there, throw it in there.
Yeah.
But as of right now, he has given his picks. I have given my picks for DraftKings, and I've given the UFC 5 results. And that was my phone, if you heard it. That fell on the floor.
Another thing we'll address.
I'll make this up out of frame there.
Oh. What do you think of... Did you watch any of last week's?
What do you mean? Did I watch the fights?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Oh.
No.
You know who did watch them alone?
Oh, gosh.
At Buffalo Wild Wings by myself? The large buffalo from the commercials with the wings did not even come sit by me and talk. Because I was there alone by myself.
He cries way too much.
Eating my wing. I was crying into my wings. I had tears in my blue cheese. Because my bestest pal wasn't there with me.
At least you drew me.
Oh, yeah. I drew a little
stick
figure.
Going like this.
Thing. Yeah.
This guy.
What is your opinions on JDM, who is obviously a gajillion times better than Bilal Muhammad? Which I predicted exactly what was going to happen there, by the way. Thank you very much, Nostradamus. What do you think about JDM and Islam Makhachev? Who do you think wins?
I'm going with Jack.
Think so?
Yep.
Why?
Because you got to get the people out there. He's an Australian, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
You got to give the Australians a chance.
They've had a chance. Look at Volkanovski. They've got 3 belts. Yeah.
How many Australians are in the UFC right now?
How many Dagestanis are in the UFC?
My point
right now?
exactly.
Yeah.
We got to change the titles.
I'm not saying I'm for Dagestan or for Australia, but I do understand analytical data and what can and will not happen. Now, and another thing, and I've said this before, it sounds a bit racist, and it's not. It's simple pattern recognition. If someone has a beard and no mustache and is of Muslim faith, guess what? They are more likely to win in a UFC fight. By trial and error, I've learned this over the years. You have a better chance at winning if you are from Dagestan, you are a Muslim, and you have a beard with no mustache. Okay, who was the guy that just lost?
Muhammad?
No, not Bilal Muhammad.
Oh.
Marab. Not Marab.
Magomedov?
He trains with Khabib.
There's a lot of guys that train with Khabib.
The Nurmagomedov guy. He lost to Marab.
Don't remember.
Anyways, guess what? No beard, no mustache.
Does he have red hair?
Something like that, maybe. I'm not sure, but he didn't have the beard and the mustache. He did train with Khabib, though. But that's what I'm saying. The beard no mustache combination is seriously a gambling tactic when you're looking at this stuff. Okay? Uncle Live, beard, no mustache. Beat the best person ever. Decisioned him into the shadow realm. Period.
Yu-Gi-Oh reference.
Yeah.
I like that.
So I really think Jack Delamella Ding Dong is in trouble. Because Islam Makhachev gaining, what, 20 pounds? Or fighting at his walk-around weight?
He's 155, and he's got to be 170.
Which is probably what he is anyway. Or he's only got to lose 10 pounds now. Because he usually probably walks around at 180.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah. That's usually how it works. So that, and he trains with Khabib, and he has a beard and no mustache, and he's from Dagestan, he is going to tear Jack Della Maddalena apart. Well, he's going to be champ. He's going to have 2 belts. But what happens to Bilal Muhammad? PFL.
Yeah.
He's getting fired. He's getting fired. They don't want to take a chance at him being champ again and ruining the pay-per-views. Yeah. Also, another one, because Dana White's done address these things, DDP versus Khamzat Chimaev. Now, I know what everyone's thinking. Khamzat Chimaev is going to beat DDP. However, for some god-awful reason, somehow, miracles always happen with DDP, and he always wins. Why is that, Russ?
That's all.
We'll go live. We'll do it live. They can hear
me
live
off of this.
Yeah, they can hear me on anything.
So, I want Khamzat to win.
I don't want to see Khamzat lose.
But Duplessis, he's just...
I want to see another one of those grabbing the microphone and screaming, "I'm going to kill everybody" moments. Do you remember
that? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But
did you watch that one?
I don't know.
I remember the first Khamzat, the one that I actually sat and watched. It was in the morning. It was like 6 a.m. or something, because it was one of those Abu Dhabi cards or something. It was like at a weird time. Maybe it wasn't 6 a.m. But anyways, it was him and who's the Australian guy? What's the dude's name?
We're not talking about Jack, are we?
No, not Jack.
Robert Whitaker?
Robert Whitaker. He broke Robert Whitaker's jaw. Yeah. Khamzat's winning that one. And Ilia Topuria versus Dubronx. Charles Oliveira. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you're spooning, like you're in a bed, okay? You're going night-night, and you got Sidney Sweeney on this side, and you got Charles Oliveira on this side, who you turning your back to? You snuggle up with Sidney Sweeney, wrap an arm around her, just get all close, get up, get you a good squeeze. You know what I mean? And you sniff her next. I bet she smells like butterscotch and cherry blossoms or something. You just, yeah. Blonde hair in your face, you say, oh man, yeah. So maybe you look like a preppy looking Billie Eilish. Oh, I'm so happy I get to snuggle with you, Sidney Sweeney. Oh, this is the best moment of my. Charles, what you doing? Because you done gave Charles Oliveira your back, and he's over there like he does. He just puts his hand on you like that, and he's giving you a big old grin with them big old fake teeth. He has, and you're dead. Or you put your back to Sidney Sweeney to keep an eye on Charles Oliveira. Which one are you gonna do, Russ? You get that few seconds of that snuggling.
Just keep my eyes on Charles.
You turning your back to Sydney Sweeney.
Hmm.
You think she'd be the big spoon for you?
Sure, why not?
Maybe so. Who you got with Taporia and
Taporia.
because you don't like Charles Oliveira.
He's a quitter.
He's not a quitter anymore.
Oh, after a few fights, now that I'm
Yeah.
down, that I'm getting the championship.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not a
Now
quitter
that he learned,
anymore.
he's like, hey, I can't be quitting no more.
Charles Oliveira is a great fighter.
Charles Oliveira.
But dude, Taporia, I've watched his highlights. He's savage. He's gonna knock him out probably.
They've not fought before, have they?
I don't think so. But he's gonna knock him out though.
No, I'm saying it right now. Write it down and put it on your calendar. Hang it on your refrigerator so you remember I said it. Charles Oliveira is taking the belt against Ilia Taporia.
Write it down that Taporia is gonna knock him out.
Take a loan out on Mama's house. Put it on Olivera.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sydney Sweeney.
Yep.
What's the other fight coming up? What's the other one?
What other one? Is there another one?
The other big ones that
What, Poirier?
I'll tell you what fight's not coming up. John Jones versus Tom Aspinall.
Yeah. Not yet, anyway.
What's John Jones doing right now?
Sitting at home.
No. He's in Thailand with the lady boys.
Oh.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our podcast for today. We appreciate your viewership. Please like, share, and subscribe. Send this to your mother.
Yeah.
Be sure to follow us on all of our socials. We have Twitter and we have Instagram. Wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
Wait a minute. We forgot.
What is this, an update now? What you do? Let me do it now.
Where are we at? Okay, let's go. I guess we don't get the fireworks anymore.
There's no fireworks.
Thank you, StreamYard.
Yeah, he's going to have to look at that later.
Thank you, StreamYard. We don't have the premium.
Thanks.
That's probably why we have such bad camera quality on here.
Yeah.
Because we ain't got the premium. I have an iPhone. I should have 4K. Where's my 4K, StreamYard?
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you for watching. We'll see you next week. And good luck. And God bless.